What's going on this evening, tube viewers? We're gonna go through some things on this 78 Camaro that we've kind of seen a video on. I've done a little bit of work on the engine. Finally got it to cold start, sort of. Unlike the last time I showed a video. I went over the trim tag over here. There's the trim tag. Trim tag's right there. So far everything matches, of course, that I knew. It's a Van Nuys car, which Dave thought it was a California emissions car, which it really wasn't, but it is a California built car. I don't know how many were built in this spec, which is kind of an odd spec, at least in my head, because how many Camaro Sport Coupes, which is the base model, came with a 350 and a 4-speed manual. If anybody could let me know that would be great. Now, granted, it's in the second highest color for 1978, the Carmine Red. Already knew it had, at one time, it had vinyl seats. We knew that from the vinyl door panels, which it still possesses. And I tried a temporary fix that Dave gave me, which is these guys to help retain the door pull. I figured it wasn't a bad thing because you had to cut the door handle off of it and then screw it to the door, and it was kind of a mess. But since it was already, the plastic inside here was snapped in half, there was no more, it was just flopping in the breeze on both sides. So I will, because I want to replace both these door panels with the actual matching interior cloth in here instead of vinyl. And then, so that way it'll be a full cloth car, even though the trim tag says otherwise. But it's been sitting here for about a week on its customary battery tender, as I've learned over the years that a battery tender is a good thing. So this one, I wired this one in, so that way all I gotta do is unplug it. The black sheep here, that one is also on a tender, but it's a battery charger tender thing. It will get its own dedicated, see, that's what it's on right there, is that thing. It will get its own Schumacher battery tender like that that I got for the Camaro. Another piece I found in the car and stuck back on is this thing, because, you know, normally it just dangles back here and you have to contort yourself to get the seatbelt on, and oh, it sucks. I hate it. I was like, oh God, please, please, please. I actually found it in the glove box, along with some other goodies. There's the metal, this side, the metal pieces that hold the driver's side one is flippy floppy and folly, so it's right there. Dave really wanted to take care of this car. I don't blame him. You know, the next thing that needs to be fixed, of course, is the cracked and broken, which they all do. My other 78 did the same thing. It was always cracked and broke. So that's one thing they all do. I cannot wait. One of the first modifications is going to be these gauges. I'm going to get the Dakota gauges for this, because I want to have no more idiot lights. I'm not an idiot. No, I am an idiot, but like I always forget, I have to push the clutch in. Let's route this up neutral. Give it a nice long crank to prime the carburetor. Let's see if it'll do it in 3 tries. Okay, baby. Pop over for me. Oop, oop. Almost got it. Come on. You can do it. Ah, success. See there? She's high idling. Oh, that's awesome. Oh. That took some tweaking to get that thing to do that, because it was so bad. I mean, literally, the butterfly was just flip, 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 flip. And then dealing with the mixture screws and all that. Man, this thing is... Okay, I can handle if it takes 3 or 4 cranks, because Black Sheep over there usually takes about 3. Oh, look at that. She's idling down on her own. God, I love this car. She's trying to idle down on her own. Yeah, the Black Sheep over here. Hey, 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 what are you doing? We don't do that. We don't do that. Just randomly die. Other foot, other foot. There it is. I don't know what that was all about. Just random Camaro things, just randomly dies. But yeah. Like I said, I've done some work to it, trying to solve the sticky, icky dash thing. I straightened out the shift knob. It was cocked over this way and was making my OCD go crazy because the shift pattern wasn't quite straight. I mean, it was really making my OCD crazy. I was just like, oh God, please. This makes my OCD crazy too. I'm gonna put my arm on this thing. You know, what they really need to do is make a custom console for this car that has cup holders right here. That would be so nice to have 2 cup holders. There's nothing here. There should be cup holders here. You know, the few times I've driven this to work in the morning, I have to jam my coffee down here and hopefully it stays and doesn't spill all over my seats. Ugh. If anybody knows where I can get a console like that, no, I'm not going to make it out of this one. If I do anything, I'd replace it and keep this one. Anything I take off this car, I keep. Because I want to change, you know, I want to change the silver headlight buckets. There's nothing wrong with them, so I'm not going to paint them like everybody says, oh, just paint them. No, I want those. I'll change everything over, go buy new, make them black, make these black, but keep all the original parts to the car. I definitely want to keep all the original parts. But I figure I'd show that to you on a Monday night. Anybody, you know, like, share, subscribe. I'll start doing more videos on this as I can because, you know, I work a full-time job and don't have a whole bunch of money to spend on the car, so as I get pieces,